Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Concepts, uploaded mere moments after episode 1. Wanted to get right into the series and talk about something that I've been thinking about lately, and that is talent versus hard work. A lot of people get those two things confused sometimes, I think. And as an example, or the way I'm thinking of it is, whenever I talk to somebody and I tell them that I'm an artist and I show them some of my work, like, it never fails. Like, it's probably, if I broke it down into statistics, 8 times out of 10, I'm not even joking, 8 times out of 10 that person will respond with, "Oh, that's so good," or whatever. "I can't even draw a stick figure. I can't even draw a stick figure." And I've heard that so many times, and it's just funny to me. I mean, I take that as a compliment, obviously, and it's very kind of them. But I always have to wonder, like, do they think that I was just born being able to draw or paint? Because to me, that doesn't really. I mean, that's never been a thought. That's never occurred to me that somebody could just paint or draw well right after they were born. And I know talent has to do with it, but I think talent plays a role more in the sense that it helps you along. Um, it makes it a little bit easier to understand concepts or to get the grasp of it. But I think what's more important than talent, I think anybody can learn to draw. Anybody can become a successful artist if they wanted to. Maybe not financially successful. I don't know how to do that necessarily, but I mean successful as in achieving, good art, paint, like well done art. What was I saying? Oh, so I think what plays more into it than talent is passion. And I say that because it can become discouraging trying to become an artist, because of, you put a lot of work into something and it's not as good as you wanted it to be, or it's terrible and that's depressing, or somebody says something that they don't like about it, and that can be really discouraging. So to become good at it, just like with anything else, it takes time and it takes practice and dedication, and when it's so discouraging, it can become hard to remain passionate about it. And that's why I think, like, an unrelenting passion towards art is far more important than a natural talent. And like anything else, as I said, I think anyone could be an artist, a successful artist, if they committed themselves to it really hard. So when somebody tells me that they can't even draw a stick figure, all I think is, well, that's just because you haven't really put forth an effort to do more than a stick figure, or to draw. And I always wonder if they understand how much time and effort I've put into it, and that it didn't just come to me naturally. So I think my case in particular, like, I will probably paint and draw until I am physically incapable of doing it one day. And that it doesn't matter if I ever get famous or if I ever get rich doing this. I don't ever expect either of those two things to happen, but that's not going to stop me from continuing to do it. I think I would be happier. I would live a happier life if I spent the rest of it poor and struggling, but being able to paint and being able to paint frequently, than if I were to give up and do a 9-to-5 job and make decent money, and the regular route of things. And I don't think that's the case with a lot of people, and it's understandably not the case with a lot of people. I think that there's something wrong with me sometimes when I realize that that's my mindset. But honestly, I don't think anything else could make me as happy as painting does, or achieving a achieving I don't know what the word is, to be able to improve and to create something that I'm proud of. Like, there's nothing that really matches that feeling for me. And I don't know if it's the same for everyone, or at least for other artists. I'm sure it is, because really there's no other reason to do this. Nobody comes into doing art thinking that they're going to be, like, wealthy one day. At least I don't know how they could, because I don't know any artists. I mean, I know of artists, but I don't know any artists personally who are wealthy from doing this. So I wonder what you guys think about it. Like, do you view artists as people who are just given some natural talent and they can just sit down and paint whenever they want to? Or do you understand more that it's about dedication and hard work and that it doesn't always come to them? Or maybe it does. Maybe I'm different, and maybe some artists, maybe somebody watching this right now just has this natural talent and they can just sit down and crank out a beautiful masterpiece whenever they feel like it. I don't know anybody like that, and I highly doubt that that's the case, but I'm willing to admit that there could be a possibility. So then what also comes up is when people don't understand why an artist doesn't continually create, like why they take hiatuses or why they don't fulfill obligations. And I think this is more along the lines of what I was talking about earlier. The discouragement aspect is when you create something and it doesn't come out to your expectations, or you get stuck in a rut. Like, it's a much more it's a much bigger problem in this field of work than it would be in like a 9-to-5 job, or like a job doing something that doesn't require a whole lot of creativity, if that makes sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but what I'm saying is it takes a lot of hard work, and it can become discouraging, as I've said. And the keys to becoming a successful artist are to stay committed, to overcome discouragement and adversity, I guess you'd say, and to really find inspiration. I think that goes along with passion, is to stay inspired, always stay inspired. It's so hard for me to find inspiration sometimes, and then I'll find it in the weirdest places. I'll find it when I'm not looking for it. Like if I'm out doing my part-time job outside, and I'll see just a beautiful plant that's hitting the sunlight's hitting perfectly, all of a sudden I'll hit, that'll inspire me. Or I'll be watching a movie and just getting into the movie, and then all of a sudden I'll see a specific shot that's lit really well, and that'll inspire me. And those are the things that get me out of my ruts. That, and trying new techniques, trying new paints. Like if I've never done oils before, trying that last year, I did that, and that helped. That took me out of a long, depressing part of my art life where I couldn't break through and do anything else. So achieving those breakthroughs by using different mediums, or different paper, or trying canvas, or doing digital, or doing a different style, finding another artist that has a style that you like, and maybe trying to emulate them, not copy them perfectly, but in order to find a style that you like, you have to emulate others. You can't just, well, I guess you could think of it yourself, but I find that if you take little pieces of other art that you like and kind of mold them into your own, then that's a little bit easier. And also getting positive feedback and feedback in general from others. It's not as easy as it seems to give an artist feedback without just saying, "Oh, it's great, I love it." But there are people out there who, usually other artists, who can give feedback. You have to have thick skin, definitely thick skin, if you're going to become an artist. Just like I'm sure with musicians or singers or really anything creative, writers, you're going to get rejected a lot, and you're going to really find it hard to go on sometimes. But if you have the passion, then I think it's a lot more important than having the talent. And I know artists that have crazy talent, that can pick up skills, and that can do well in all kinds of aspects really quickly, but they don't really put the effort towards it. And then I know the opposite end of the spectrum. I went to school with kids that couldn't draw or paint worth a lick, but they really, really wanted to, and they really had the desire to do it. And eventually those students surpassed the ones who had natural talent. And I mean, it's not surprising. You can't just rely on your talent for that aspect. I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself when I say that these kids had talent. I see that they do have talent and that it did get them so far. Like, I think what I meant was talent can help you get to a certain level without a whole lot of hard work, I guess. I mean, because it comes so easy to you, you can kind of pick it up along the way, whereas somebody who doesn't have that natural talent would have to work a lot harder to get there. But in the end, I mean, it's just how much time are you willing to devote to something like this, something where you probably won't make a career doing it, or if you do, it won't be a very lucrative career necessarily. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, do you paint because you love it, or do you want to one day become rich and famous, or do you like art because you understand that these people are talented individuals? Do you think you could never do it, even if you spent the rest of your life trying to do it? I'm interested to hear your opinion, so leave a comment, send a message, post another video. Just add to this conversation, and hope you have a good day.